sort of go over how I do my water cuts heading into powerlifting meets. I want to start off by saying it's a little bit different than what you would maybe do for water manipulation as far as a bodybuilding show. The end result's a little bit different. And also, not saying it's the healthiest thing you should do. I'm not saying you should do it. If you're not chasing numbers that are records or something that at least means a lot to you, I probably wouldn't even mess with it. If you're a true beginner, don't even mess with this. But if you want to go to that extra level and do a water cut, here's sort of what I do. So first things first, you don't want to start off, you want to get yourself in position for a water cut. So usually about 4 to 6 weeks out of a meet, I'll start a slight diet. I'll still be eating good, still be eating for strength, for performance, but I'll clean up my diet a little bit. So I'll get myself down. Say I'm cutting to the 198 pound weight class. I'll cut myself down from, usually I walk around at 215 to 220. I'll work my way down to about 205 to 210. Luckily this time I got myself down to about 205, so it's a pretty easy cut for me. That being said, the Sunday before the meet, so 6 days out, I start my water load. I drink about 2 to 3 gallons of just normal water. This week I went 2 gallons of just normal tap water on Sunday, and started to up my sodium a little bit. To do a water sodium load Sunday through Tuesday. Not taking in triple the amount of sodium I normally take in or anything like that. I've done that in the past and I've done it without it. Doesn't seem to make too much of a difference for me. I just add a little extra salt to my foods. So Sunday through Tuesday, I'm doing 2 to 3 gallons of normal tap water with a little bit of extra sodium in all my foods. Wednesday, I cut all additional sodium out of my diet and continue drinking 2 gallons of water. First gallon of water throughout the day, I have normal tap water, and then halfway through the day after I finish my first gallon, I switch to distilled water. Distilled water is a little bit more purified, has less of the crap in it that you would have in normal tap water. Just, you know what you're getting out of distilled water. So switch to distilled water halfway through the day, and continue to monitor my weight all day long to see if I'm dropping at all, to see how much I can eat. I should mention that through Monday through Wednesday, I have lowered my carbs significantly. Usually I eat about 400 grams of carbs a day. I'm down to about 100 to 200. Sometimes lower, sometimes 50 to 100, depending on how much weight I need to lose. But through doing this multiple times, I've been able to sort of get more intuitive. I can check the scale and sort of know what I need to eat. So I'm pretty in tune with my body. So today to sort of circle back around, today I've got 2 gallons of water with no additional sodium. Later this evening, I'll step on the scale and check my weight, and that's going to determine if I need to take a water pill or not. I recommend dandelion root or expel. If you don't need to take it, if you know you can probably make it without taking a water pill, don't take it, because they're very potent and you'll end up losing a little more, probably more weight than you need to, which means on the flip side it's going to be harder to get the weight back on. So after tonight, I'll check on that. If I do need to take my water pill, I'll take 2 of those before I go to bed, and then wake up in the morning and see where my weight's at. And that's going to determine the water and food that I can intake tomorrow during the day. Weigh-ins on Friday morning. Tomorrow I'll wake up, I'll check my weight, and then the game plan is usually a liter of water. Usually do about a liter to 2 liters of water throughout the day. So not a whole bunch of water. If I'm over on weight, if I'm really over, I know it's going to be a struggle, I'll take it down to just a normal bottle of water, and then have my water pills, and then sort of eat as I feel needed throughout the day. Other than that, I usually stop eating around 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon the day before weigh-ins, depending again on where my weight's at, because I'm kind of trying to manage the food weight in my body on top of expelling all the water weight. Later the day, and Thursday, I'll check my weight again right around dinner time, 5-6 o'clock. That's going to determine if I need to hit a sauna or not. I've done it with the sauna, and I've been able to do it without. If you can do it without, that's great, because the sauna is very fatiguing. Losing all that extra water makes it that much harder to get it back on. And like I said, it's fatiguing. you have a hard time sleeping after if you get your core temperature too high, and overall just a miserable process. So if you can avoid it, I definitely suggest it. But if you do need to do it, I hop in the sauna about 6-7 o'clock. Any later than that's a little bit risky, because like I said, your core temperature is gonna get too high, and if you have a hard time getting your temperature back down, you might have a little bit of trouble sleeping. Other than that, if I need to get in the sauna, I'm out of there hopefully by 7-8 o'clock. Head home, check my weight again. No more water besides maybe a sip, or I'll suck on some ice chips if I really need to quench that thirst. If you're thirsty after the water cut, I'll go to bed and hopefully sleep off the rest of my weight. Hopefully when I get out, I'm within a pound of weight. Anything more than that, I'm kind of in trouble. Most of the time, I feel like I've been lucky enough to float 0.5 to a pound even after hitting the sauna, so I can sort of count on that. So for example, if I need to make 198.4 on Saturday and I get into the sauna and I'm 199 to 200, I'm probably in a good position heading into Friday morning at weigh-ins. Friday morning, if you're still over, you can feel free to hit a sauna again. But if not, just holding on tight for weigh-ins. Get to weigh-ins. Also, another thing you could do, if on your way there, you're close, you're still a little bit over, you need to get under, you can just suck on some sour candy and spit into a cup. Or like I said, if you need to hit the sauna again, you can do that. If not, get to weigh-ins as soon as possible, so that way you can start rehydrating. I usually start sipping on Pedialyte for the first hour after my weight cut is complete. I usually wait an hour or two before I eat, because the whole weight cut, you don't know how you're going to respond to food and rehydration. Everybody responds a little bit differently. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes not so good. So I'm pretty careful with that. I usually let my body reacclimate to my fluid intake after the misery of cutting the weight the last 24 hours. About an hour later, I'll have a normal breakfast. Nothing out of the ordinary. I try not to do. So if I usually have eggs and toast, I'll have eggs and toast. Whatever your normal breakfast is, that should be your first meal. Another thing I really like is I'll have something that's easy in the stomach, with like some fruit with some salt on it, that sort of thing. And then the rest of the day, don't make the mistake of trying to eat your weight back. You're going to want to make the majority of your day about drinking fluids. Usually after a weight cut, I'll drink 2 to 3 gallons of water, and then throw in some Gatorade and Pedialyte throughout the day. So taking me from 198 all the way up to hopefully 210, 215 on meat day. This can't be accomplished just simply by eating food. You need to be focused on your sodium and water intake throughout the day. Making sure you're getting foods that are going to add as much sodium back into your muscles as possible. Taking in water, taking in Gatorade. Getting your weight back that way instead of eating just a bunch of junk food. I know people like to do that after weigh-ins. It's fun. It feels good after starving, after dieting, dehydrating yourself to make weight, but not the most optimal way to gain it all back. Like I said, the most optimal way is taking in as much fluid as you possibly can, leading into the meat day in that 24 hours after your 24-hour weigh-in. But yeah, hopefully the weight cut goes good for me. I'll be cutting, like I said, roughly this morning. Wednesday, I was 204. I need to get down to 198.4 to make the 198 class at Nationals on Saturday. If you have any questions for me as far as the weight cuts go, you can drop comments below on the video, or hit me up on my website, jeremybryckfitness.com. I'll have this video posted there as well. You can leave comments there, I'll get back to you. But some closing points: everybody's weight cuts are going to be different. The more often you can do it, the better you're going to get at it. It's a skill, just like competing itself is a skill. You get used to what your body needs, how much water you're going to need, what kind of food you can eat during the week, basically what you can get away with without making yourself too miserable or putting yourself in danger. And And as a final note, it's just powerlifting. I'm passionate about it as much as anyone, but when it comes down to it, if I find myself in danger, trying to make weight, whereas like I'm passing out, that kind of stuff, I feel free to cut the weight cut off. It's not worth losing your life over, literally. Severe dehydration is something not to mess with, the risk we all take. So you get yourself in the best position to not put yourself at risk of any serious complications from doing this stuff. So just be careful, stay safe, and yeah, I'll keep posting updates on this stuff. Hopefully it helps somebody out there. There's a million different ways to do it, but that's how I do it. Feel free to give it a try. Again, not suggesting it. It's totally unhealthy, but it's what you got to do if you want to get to the next level. And I want to be the most competitive at 198, so I'll suffer for a few days and be ready to compete on Saturday. All right, thanks for watching.